Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully, everybody's ready. Hopefully, everybody's having a great Tuesday. I'm having a great Tuesday so far. It's going to be a fun evening, guys. Hopefully, you guys saw my show from yesterday with Cruising with JT, and you guys enjoyed that type of show. Today, we're going to have a little bit something different, and I was not going to do a show today, but this has been like the back of my mind ever since this story broke out the other I think it was last weekend. And I've been just thinking and thinking and thinking. So I decided to do a show. Today, we're going to talk about travel agents, what happens when a cruise line cancels your booking, and kind of like I'm going to pretty much give you a video of what happened with this travel agent, the story that you guys have been hearing. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of a situation that happened on the Carnival Horizon this past weekend. But before we get started, I'm just going to really quickly go here and say hello to Eddie Lugo Studios. Brooklyn is always in the house. Thank you so much, Eddie, for always being here and supporting the channel. Well, hello, Mr. Harlan Abraham. Welcome back. It's always glad to see you. Hi, Miss Jen and Donnell. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here today. It's always glad to see you. Hi. So I'm sorry about that. My phone was up. So yeah, it's just been this crazy story. And I've been looking at the different like TikTok, YouTube, everybody that's been talking about this story about what happened in Miami last weekend, where two ladies, well, actually, it was a total of 50 people, but out of the 50, 26 of them were left behind on the port of Miami. They were supposed to go on this 90s cruise ordeal that they did with this travel agent. And according to the ladies, the travel agent passed by them, and it was like a hot mess. And I, as a travel agent, decided, I've been thinking about it. It's been bothering me, guys, because I'm like, oh my God, like, how did this happen? And I just wanted to talk with you about it, see how you guys feel about this story, if you guys heard about it. But in the meantime, welcome in, Frank. Hello, Mr. Frank. How are you? Hey, Miss Alice, how are you, my love? Thank you so much for being here today. Hi, Marjorie. Always here supporting the channel. Hello, Musi channel. How are you guys this evening? So yeah, it's been a story that I've been telling you. It's been bothering me as a travel agent, because I go over the details and they don't match. And as a travel agent, I'm going to give you a little bit of the background of what happens when a cruise line cancels a cruise and the steps that a travel agent are supposed to take. So being that a lot of people are coming in and we say hello to everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for being here before we start the show. Thank you so much for your support always. And I have a little video. You guys probably have seen it, but I'm going to play it for those of you that have not seen the video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to get into the conversation, and whatever comments you have, questions, just put them on the comments and we're going to go through the questions and stuff like that. But I want you guys to see this video. There's a lot of stuff looking at the video over and over that doesn't match the travel agent's information that she's talking about. And this is what we're going to discuss here today. So here is, I think the video is about about 3 minutes long. So here we go.
Terminal last Sunday, and they were watching that ship leave without them.
They blame the travel agent, who blames Carnival Cruise Lines, but Carnival puts it back on the agent in any case. It was chaos for those who just wanted to sail away for a week. Fox 9's Karen Scullin is in the newsroom after speaking with two passengers left behind. Karen.
Cherie Goudot had been planning this cruise for a year as she was being treated for thyroid cancer. Then, when two family members passed away during that time, the trip with her sister became even more important. But it all unraveled in a matter of minutes the day that they were supposed to leave. A week ago, they were on their way to Miami, two sisters who couldn't wait to board the Twin Cities takeover 90s throwback cruise on the Carnival Horizon. It was a much-needed spring break.
I was looking forward to hearing Juvenile, reliving some 90s music, the fresh food that was going to be on the boat, the burgers that was going to be on the boat, just hanging out with people.
But when the pair went to the cruise terminal to board the ship last Sunday, their excitement quickly turned to confusion, anger, and disbelief. They were not going to be able to board.
The next morning, we wake up, we get to the port. They can't find my name anywhere. I'm not tied to their room. Somebody else is in their room.
They say their travel agent passed by and said she would fix things, but didn't, and then disappeared.
She comes back, she walks all past us, assuring that we're going to get a room. This is what she's telling us. She goes back on the ship, never comes back out, never says anything to us.
I feel like it's unethical. Like, how could you just leave that many people standing out there? And everybody that was out there was booked under her.
Cherie says she's out $2,800 that she paid in June, along with the 50 people she was standing with on the pier.
When she never came out to address people and that boat was selling off and we're sitting on that port, people were in tears. People were upset. They were angry.
The travel agent, Monica Faulkner, apologized on social media and said in part, "Rest assured, we are taking immediate action to rectify the situation. All affected customers will receive a full refund, along with a complimentary cruise package as a gesture of our commitment to making things right." Faulkner is currently on the cruise, but I spoke to her by phone. She says Carnival canceled a number of bookings on February 21st. She tried to rebook them on the 22nd, but the ship sold out. She did not explain why the money wasn't returned then and the clients notified. Faulkner does say their money is being held by a company called Travel Joy, who she says independent agents use to collect money for bookings, and that the money will be returned. Cherie and Dee Dee aren't buying it.
And if you were going to refund, right? She keeps saying refund. You would have refunded already. You've been on that ship refunding people the money.
Cherie and Dee Dee stayed with their family in Florida for the week, but they said some people tried to fly back and couldn't because of the snowstorm. Meanwhile, others said they sat outside booked hotels waiting for a cancellation. Now, I did see a couple people on social media supporting Faulkner, who again says she'll refund the money upon her Saturday return. We reached out to Travel Joy to see if the money is actually there, but did not yet hear back. In the newsroom, Karen Scullin.
All right, guys. So when you listen to this story, I know that a lot of you guys have traveled before. Some of you are my clients here on this. When I was looking at the story and I run it over, I caught a lot of different situations. So the two passengers that we're talking about, the two sisters, they paid off this cruise back in June 28 of 2023. And according to the travel agent, these cabins got canceled on February 20th. And she tells them that that on February 21st, she called and Carnival tells her that the ship is sold out. My question as a travel agent was, why didn't you contact the customers that were affected by that cancellation? And also, why hasn't the customers received their refund if we're already, if they were supposed to leave last weekend? One of the things that Carnival do very well is refund the customers back within 7 to 10 business days. I am not sure why this travel agent uses a third-party vendor to collect payments. And supposedly, these payments are tied up with Travel Joy. My question is, if these people were canceled, then her job should have been on February 21st when she found out that this ship was full to capacity and was sold out, is to contact all those people affected and figure out a plan how to get everything back to them. But she didn't even do that. And for her to be on the port and leave as a traveler and leave the people that trusted your vacation in your hands, that to me is like on call for. If it would have been me, I would have never stepped foot on Horizon that day. My job would have been with the people, try to figure it out, and if I already knew ahead of time that it was canceled, there was no way that she could have told these people, I'm going to get on the ship and I'm going to get you on this ship because the ship is already sold out. There is no cabins for these passengers at all. And for those of you that have traveled, you know that on the day of, the manifest gets closed 24 hours ahead of time. And even if there were some cabins available, you know, these people will probably be paying top dollar. And they, you know, it's just the way I see it is like everything went wrong here. And I know that her as a travel agent, I know she has an attorney right now that is dealing with the whole situation. But it's just like very sad, to be honest with you, that she even allowed all these families to not only spend more money on a flight, you know, thinking that they're going to get on that ship, you know, knowing that that it was canceled. So if you know this back on February and they're leaving in March, how come you didn't tell them that information? But also, when I look at it as the view of a customer, that customer needs to do a check-in process. And up until today, when it comes to Carnival Cruise Lines, your check-in process starts 14 days prior to your cruise. So my other question is, did these people, did they not go on their account in Carnival and did the check-in? Or how did that process went above? Because if that would have been the case, they would have been able to find out 14 days before their cruise that they no longer had a cruise, because it would have said that it was canceled on their account. Let me see. Alice says, did they check in online and print boarding passes? Was something shown up? And that's what I was, Alice, that's the same question I had, because I always tell everybody, you know, make sure you do your check-in, you know, at the time, because, and a lot of my clients already know the gist of it. But when they're new clients, I let them know, don't forget that 14 days prior, you got to do your check-in. So that was another question. These customers, were they never told about the check-in process? Was the customer a new cruiser? But more importantly, it's like this travel agent done dropped the ball from left to right. And her job should have been to stay in the port, regardless if that ship was leaving. Her job was to stay in the port and fix the problem for those people that were stranded, because at the end of the day, they were stranded. So when it comes to Carnival cancellations, Carnival sends a cancellation email. So the way that I do my job is I never put my email on anybody's booking. Why? Because if I put my emails and something happens, that email is going to come to me instead of the customer. So I always put everybody's email and their phone number. That way you guys can get notified of anything. I will also get notified, but you guys will get notified. So I know that if Carnival were to have canceled these bookings and not the traveling, let's say Carnival canceled the booking for whatever the reason might be, Carnival should have sent them an email saying, hey, Mr. Customer, we're canceling your cruise on such and such day, on such and such trip. This is the reason why we're canceling. And they, in the letter, they would have said, and we're offering you whatever the offering might be, another cruise, a refund back. You can postpone it for a different date. They have different ways of, depending on what they're offering to that customer at that point in time. No different than what will happen with the Carnival Freedom a couple of weeks when it caught on fire. The people that got canceled on the next cruise and the cruise after, they got a notification. So my thing is, if this booking was paid June 28th of 2023, but she says she got cancellation from Carnival on the 20th, something must have happened. Either she booked them under guarantee and they oversold the guarantee, and then Carnival canceled all those guarantee people extra, because a half of their party she was able to take with her and not the other half. So it's just insane, guys. It is insane. When I've been looking at this story ever since it broke down, and I feel bad for the people, but I even told my husband, I said, if it would have been me in that position, I would have never set foot inside of that ship. My job would have been to figure out all of my people, but more, but also if she knew that these people were canceled and she was trying to rebook them, and Carnival already told you it's sold out, why didn't you contact your customers and let them know? And then maybe refund them their money, because up until today, they still haven't gotten their refund. So, and if Travel Joyce has the refund, why are they holding on to this money that don't belong to them? And why are they having send it back to them? But also what she's offering, like a cruise package or whatever. So did Carnival ever send them a package for the situation? That's the parts that we don't know yet as to what's going on. But I know that I wanted to bring this out to you guys to see what you guys think about it. What is your perspective and your view on the story? Because it just doesn't, there's a lot of playing parts, and some of them are not matching up with the playing parts, because usually when I get any notification from any of the cruise lines, I send those notifications, if I get them, immediately to the customer. And a lot of my customers said, oh, I already got it. But it is my job that if I get a notification for your booking, I like to send it, because I don't want to be in a position where I did not send you the notification and you did not get it. Like, for instance, yesterday I got notification from NCL that there's a cruise going on, and they changed some of their port stops. Some of them are going to be longer, some of them are going to be completely gone, and they're changing them to someplace else. So it is my job to advise that customer, here are the new changes, and the letter comes with all the changes and different wording, like if you don't want to do this cruise because of the changes, please contact us. So it gives the customer the opportunity to figure out whether I want to go on this cruise that I technically pay for, and these are the ports that I wanted to visit, or maybe I don't want to go anymore because the ports that we're visiting are no longer going to be there. And it gives them the opportunity to either move that booking to another date or what have you. But something, and I agree with you, Muncie, somebody's not saying the truth. But also, I don't want to blame the travel agent, but when you look at it as, because I am a travel agent, everybody does their job a little bit different, but I will never, I could not see myself getting on that ship knowing that the client that put all their trust in me is stranded and I'm going to get on this ship. At that point, I could have 300 people on a group cruise and my other 26 are stranded. Trust and believe I'm going to stay with my stranded people, and my 300 people can go because they will have a good time with or without me. But at that point, my job would have been with the people that were stranded to figure out, because as you can see, a lot of people, they couldn't get flights back home, and mind you, there were some people, some of their family members that did have cabins and they were able to board. Some of them did not board because they didn't want to leave their family members. So those people technically lose all of their money. I don't know if they know that, but those people pretty much lost all of their money and their vacation. So this is what we're talking about, is just for the people that were really stranded. And then those that decided to stay behind because it was a family situation. If it were me, depending the type of family, let's say if it was like a room where you have your 21 and maybe your 14-year-old on, and they're the ones who are stranded, but mom and dad are going to be on the ship, and then I understand why mom and dad are staying. But if it's like these are adults that they can handle it, maybe they can get on the ship and go and have a good time, and we could deal with the other people. But it's crazy. Let me see. Frank is saying, but do you stay in contact with your clients even though they're cruising? If you're cruising and if I contact you, you're saying, Frank, is that what you're talking about? Because I have stayed in contact with some of my customers that sometimes there's an issue on board and they can't resolve it. They sometimes send me a message saying, hey, Jackie, I've been having this issue. I've gone to guest services. I'm not able to resolve it. And then what I do is I contact whatever the cruise line is, my manager. I let them know, they contact the ship, and then we try to make it right. So we do have ways. You contacted me while you were on the cruise. Yeah, because I do all of that. Because if you're having a situation and it's not getting rectified, yeah, I would like for you to contact me, because as long as you're on that ship, I do have ways to fix your problem, even though I'm in land and you are on the ship. Sometimes, depending on how the issue goes, most of the time the cruise line will fix the problem, and sometimes, depending on what the issue is, they might not be able to fix it, but they might be able to accommodate you in different ways. And that's pretty much what we do. So, and I have had situations where I have clients that, just like not so long ago on Wonder, I had a client that she had a bad experience with her cabin stewardess, and the only issue that is different, she never mentioned it to me, but she told me when she got back, and I told her, the next time you have a situation and they're not rectifying that situation, I need you to tell me. But even when she got back, I did send an email, which we're working on that situation right now as we speak. I did send an email back to Royal, and I let them know, hey, this customer got back. She did go to guest services. Guest services apparently didn't do anything to assist with the customer. It was her first cruise on Royal. She doesn't want to go back to Royal because of the situation. Can you at least rectify? Let's see what we can do for the customer to better serve her on her next cruise. And that's what right now Royal corporate is trying to figure out what happened. But they also have to figure out, did the customer really went to guest services? Did she really, talk to somebody about her issue? And if they find that she did go to guest services and nothing was ever done to fix the problems to the customer liking, then yeah, Royal will probably step in and say, okay, this is what we'll do for the customer. But, as a travel agent, it's not just, at least for me, the way I see my job, it's not just, you will never be just a booking. To me, you are my customer, and I'm going to treat you from A to C, from the moment we book that cruise to the moment you get back home. I want to make sure that everything went okay. And if there's a hiccup or a situation, I want to make sure you let me know so that I can fix it. But to leave people stranded and get on that ship, I don't approve of that as a travel agent. It doesn't matter how many people are going along at that point in time. And for her to lie to them and say, oh, I'm going to get you on this cruise. If it's already sold out, who are you going to get on the cruise? That's just impossible. You can't do that. Hey, Controversial Cruising, thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. So it's just one of those things that this is why you should use a great travel agent. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Mancy. But it's like, you have to take this job. This job to me means the world. And I love my job. And a lot of people, Frank is here, Donnell, Jen, that are here, that are my customers. I try to go above and beyond for any of my customers. And even Frank that is here, Frank and I have had a situation with a gift certificate that he was trying to do. And, we got to the bottom of it. And now, they're changing their ways, how, Celebrity does their certificate processing. But, sometimes you just got to go above and beyond for that customer. And it's not just a booking. It should just be a relationship that you're building with that customer, so that that customer can continue to come back to you because you're taking care of that customer. So it means you're picking up that phone when that customer is calling, or whether that customer is sending you a text message. So it just, it depends on the follow-up that you do. So a lot of people, it's like, they just do, okay, I'm a travel agent, I'll book your cruise and it's done. You pay for it. Okay, bye, see you. But when you build that relationship with that customer, now you're building a relationship. It becomes more of a good relationship, and it just flourished from there on. And if the customer likes your the way that you work, the care that you take for them, that customer is going to not only come back, but it's also going to let, everybody else, their family, friends, whoever, your name is going to be out there. And that's really what you want, because that's how you grow your business. But when I was looking at this, I tell you guys, this really bothered me. It took it just bothered me, because I'm like, how could she leave these people behind? And she's supposed to be a travel agent. She's supposed to be in the industry for 13 years. I'm going to be going on 4 years this year. And I would never leave any of you guys behind. That is, even if it's one person, we will have to fix it. And I think for me, I think that where she went wrong is not telling that customer your cruise got canceled. Sometimes it's best to say, to always be honest and say to the customer and not be afraid to tell the customer, Mr. Customer, this is what really happened, as out of my control. But I don't know why, like I said, it could be guaranteed cabins. They might have oversold, and that's probably what happened. But at the end of the day, she dropped the ball. And then if she's telling the news people, and they told me Carnival said that it was sold out, what makes you think that you're going to get those people on the day of the situation on that ship? Let me see. I'll be, oh, thank you. Thank you, Muncie. Hold on. Let me see this other one. I have some problems with travel agents. Some have been good while others not so good. I've heard a lot of different travel agent stories through my customers. I think the worst one that I've heard, and this is a client of mine that she lives in Australia. And it was very sad at the beginning when we started our relationship. And today she's been my client for 2.5 years. And she used to have a travel agent in Australia. And the way that, I don't know if it's Australia, the way they do it, but she said that she had to she will pay her a fee up front to figure out whatever booking she wanted to do. And then once she booked, half of that fee was put towards her booking, and then the other half was her fee. So she got commission plus whatever the fee. And the lady was trying to do I guess it was a resort someplace. And she tried to charge her $1,000 fee for that booking. And it was like an $8,000 booking. And when somebody gave her my name, and when she called me, before she booked any cruises, she was asking all these weird questions, and I found this strange. And she asked me, so what is your fee? And I said, I don't have a fee. She goes, what do you mean you don't have a fee? And I said, we don't charge any fee. Our fee is free to you. So she said, so how do you get paid? And I said, well, we get paid through the company, whoever we book, whether it's a cruise or resort, hotels, whatever. There is a minimal fee, and a commission is already baked on the price of whatever it is that you're purchasing. Whether you're buying it with me, whether you're booking it on your own, the commission is already there. So the way that it works is we book your cruise today, you pay nothing to me, and once you cruise, 30 days after you get back, that's when I actually see whatever the commission is. And that's how it works. And little by little, she did a couple of, small things here and there. I guess she was testing the waters. And today we have a beautiful relationship. She calls me every so often. I love her to death. She calls me every so often. And I feel that she's part of my family because she calls me just to say hi, sometimes just to talk, and sometimes she calls, because she wants to purchase something. But every travel agent is different. Some of them might charge a fee up front. Some of them might not. So it just depends who you're working with at that point in time. So everybody's different. Let me see. We're hoping Carnival will send us a deal, but if not, yeah, definitely, Muncie. Sometimes they do send deals and things like that. So let me know. Even if you have a special, I can always apply it just to let you know. So just let me know. Whatever you want to do is fine. But yeah, sometimes, working with a travel agent, I always say, is one of the best things. Not only you have, depending on the travel agent as well, we come with a lot of knowledge. We take a lot of training. It's not like if we don't take training. We are constant in training. Like right now, Sunday, I'm going to be going on Odyssey of the Seas this Sunday. And I'm going to be going what is called the Expedia Anchor Cruise Seminar. So we are there, and this is the first year where they have invited travel agents. Usually the Anchor Expedia Seminar is only for managers and Expedia owners. But this year they decided to bring agents into the whole mix. And I feel very grateful that I was one of them. And they do a lot of different panels, a lot of different things. My schedule is very tight on this seminar. I have a lot of classes I got to take. We have a lot of different things. They have a trade show as well on there, which I get to meet a lot of different people. Every single day of the cruise, I have meetings with different, whether it's Carnival, Sebring. I think I have a couple of dinners with some Expedia TAP manager. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. So these are the things that, yeah, they send us, they pay for everything for us, but we go there to get knowledge, to get a lot of different information and talk to these higher ups and give them our input, our information. So we're constantly growing and moving. I'm not going to say every travel agent does the same, but I do like to get, to be able to have all that information, to be able to help me with my business and also help my client when they're needing some information. And I know exactly who I need to go to fix a problem or resolve or whatever the case might be. So it's just, it all depends. Like I said, every travel agent works completely different. I have some of my friends that are travel agent that they only service only cruises. And that's all they do is just cruises. They will not book any flights. They will not book any hotels, no nothing, no transportation, none of it. Just plain cruise, port taxes, fees, gratuities, travel protection, and the bucks ends there. And you have people like I'd have, my business is open to everything. I'm not going to say no to you in any which way. And and we have different vendors like that we work with on the background. So I do have vendors that if you come to me, like right now I have a request that I'm working with, and this client wants to do 3 days in Barcelona, 3 days in Paris, 3 days in Rome. So, and he wants to stay in different places, have tours, have flights, trains, and all this other stuff. There is a vendor that I have, and I sit with the customer. I grab all the information that he has. I send it to my vendor. My vendor prepares the whole tour for him, sends it back to me. I look it over. I ship it to the customer. I tell the customer, I want you to look at this. Let me know if this is what you're looking for. If you want to tweak some stuff up, we can remove, we can add, we can do whatever to it, however which way, because this is your vacation. And that's something that we also do. Well, actually, that's what I also do for those that want to do something completely different. So, and a lot of people don't know that about me, but I do all those different weird situations that you think that maybe you could do it on your own. We do it as well because we have vendors for all of that. And my vendors, when I contact them, they don't live here in the United States. If you're going to Barcelona, I have a vendor in Barcelona and everywhere, and it's the same company. We have a meeting and we say, I have a client. I give them the proposal. This is what my client is looking for. They want to stay 3 days here. This is the tours. They want to use this train to go from here to there. They need this hotel, that hotel. Please put it all together for me and present it. And they take about sometimes 2 to 3 days. They kick it back to me. I look it over. I send it out to you guys. And then you guys can remove, add, and if everything is good, if that's what you want and you're good with it, then you pay a deposit and then you have a final payment and all of that. And everything gets done, automatic. So like I tell you, a travel agent is a world of knowledge, a world of experience. We have it all. And whenever you see me, if you text me and I say I'm on a meeting or I'm on a conference, I'm doing little things to help not only my business, but to help my customer down in the long run. So I'm looking forward to this trip, even though it's going to be a little bit hectic for me. I'm still going to vlog, and because I'm looking at the whole itinerary to see where I can find the time, but I'm still going to vlog. I'm going to take all my training. I'm going to meet with as many people and network with as many people, because that's what brings your business up. And everything, all the knowledge that I can intake, it'll be great advantage for you as a customer, because those are the things that I try to do. So yeah, when I saw this thing, I'm like, and I hear the negativity. A lot of people are okay with working with travel agents, but you hear some negativity. Well, I'm not going to work with a travel agent anymore. Look at what happened to these people. We're not all the same, unfortunately, but it is what it is to this point. This one is, I want to take Tinkerbell to one of the 2 Kmarts. We got to go there one day. I haven't been to a Kmart, Missy, since they took our Kmart here in Florida. And I've noticed that you've been putting that there's one over there in St. Thomas. Now, when I went to Barbados, was it Barbados? Yeah, I think it was Barbados. There's a Woolworth over there. And that was pretty cool because if I felt like if I was thrown back when I was 15 years old, because in Chicago, we used to have one. And it's exactly like it. It had the little diner with the shopping thing. And it was really cool to see. I know, Harlan. That's what I'm saying. She said that there's one in St. Thomas. And look, my husband is over here, says this, Tinker does get knowledge that makes good connections on these seminars. Yeah, I tell you, one of the cool things, if I could tell you one of the coolest things I've ever done, and if you want to see it, it's on my Facebook page under Traveling with Tinkerbell. It's like when I first started, I got invited, and this was during the pandemic. I got invited to Holland America to try one of their ships. It was the Rotterdam at the time. And when we were on the seminar, they said that they have, if you wanted to do a commercial for your business, they have 50 spots. So it was first come, first serve. And the commercials, I think it started like at 9 o'clock in the morning that day. I put my alarm clock for 5:30 in the morning because I wanted to make sure that I grab a spot. I said, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to go where this commercial is going to be set up, and I'm going to make the line. I think I was number 17 on the list, because once you get there and you're physically there, you put your name, and then that means your spot is, you taking that spot. And I did my first commercial with Holland America, paid by Holland America, for free for my business. And it was a really cool thing to do. I had a great time. I won't lie to you. It was my first time. I was nervous as heck. And now that I'm on YouTube and I look back and I said, I could have done this like really easy, but they're cool because they edit a lot of the stuff. So they ask you all sorts of different questions and you kind of like answer them, and then they edit everything. And they did this really cool video, and it ends with the half moon K and all of that. So if you want to check it out, it's on my Traveling with Tinkerbell on Facebook, and look at the beginning or look at the videos because it's in there. And it was a really cool little video, and a lot of people liked it. And I was so happy. It was my first video when I first started working for Expedia it was like, oh my God, years ago. So it was really nice. So every time I go on these seminars, I try to say, what are they doing for you guys now? Because, you always have to take advantage, of everything that they have to offer for your business, because they want to see your business succeed. I think on this one, guys, I don't know if they're going to film it, but I am part of one of their panelists for the diamonds. Diamonds in Expedia, you start from the lower. I think the lower is bronze, which is bronze, and then it goes to, I think, bronze, silver, gold, and then it starts like ruby, emerald. They have different steps. And once you hit diamond, the highest you can go is diamond 5. That's the highest you can go. I am a diamond 2 in Expedia, and I say it proudly because it's been a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to get to those levels. And once you become a diamond, you have to keep it, And I can say my first year I became a diamond. And no, I've been a diamond 2 since I started with Expedia. My first year I ended up as a diamond 2, and I have continually kept on a diamond 2. And every year I'm a little bit shy for that diamond 3. So I'm hoping that maybe this year I can hit my diamond 3 and then just grow my business until I get to the highest level, which is diamond 5. So one day I would love to be diamond 5 and just be at the top of the chain. But I still feel thankful. I feel very thankful, first of all, with God for the opportunity that he gave me to become a travel agent, and thankful for all the doors that God has opened for me. So I'm very, very, very thankful for that. And I know that eventually it'll just grow. So by being a diamond 2, I got invited as a panelist, and we're going to be talking about what the question that, at least my question is, what, oh my God, now I forgot the question. The question that I have to answer is, what have you done to grow your business and become a diamond level 2? So, and I'm writing some information. So when it's my time to talk about that specific question, I can provide that information and, to everybody that's going to be on that seminar. So, yep, all the diamonds to diamonds 5, everybody has one question. They're going to be coming as a panelist in different shows, I guess you can say. And I think I think mine says day 2, because I think I get on the ship and the next day at around, I think mine is like 10 in the morning is when I'm supposed to be meeting up to do this presentation. Actually, my husband is right. I also have been interviewed. I have a lot of different videos through Expedia, to be honest with you. Thank you, love, for that. I also have it's on YouTube through Expedia, and they invited me to talk about recruiting people for Expedia cruises. And I came on the panelist talking about how I build my business and how fast I grew my business with Expedia. But mind you guys, it wasn't easy. It's a lot of work. It's a great journey for those of you that are interested in becoming a travel agent. It is an amazing journey. You have to take it with all your heart. You have to be passionate about it. You have to love your job. But most importantly, you have to provide that love to everybody, and you have to give everybody the same love and attention to each customer over and over and over and over. And the attention to detail, the amounts of calls, and it's a lot. But if you're that type of person out there, look, do it, because if you love what I love, let me tell you, the sky is the limit. Like when I started being a travel agent, a lot of people, you should open a YouTube channel. And then I'm like, no, it's going to be okay. And a lot of people, continue to say, open a YouTube channel. You're going to do great. So here we are. I opened a YouTube channel, not because I wanted to, but I did it mainly for my customers, because everybody said, you travel a lot, put it out there. We'll check it out. And a lot of people have come in and support it, so that's the reason why I have my YouTube channel, because a lot of people wanted me to bring that, to the YouTube, to put it all on YouTube. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that I say I do it with love. I do have to leave my family quite a bit. Like right now, I'm leaving my husband and all my kids here so that I can do a seminar, but I do it with a lot of love. I do it because it's what I love to do, and it's my passion to do it. So it's really cool to be able to do all of this and to be invited on different parts of the corporation of Expedia, and to get, recognition from different, from the higher ups in Expedia, and to know that a lot of these people that sometimes I talk to them on the phone, I'm going to get to see them on Sunday. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Harlan still cannot believe that there's a Kmart. He says, wasn't aware that there was a shopping mall in St. Thomas. Harlan, is it because you always go to St. Thomas and you keep yourself on the same loop? And I agree with you. Holland America is a really great line. It's really good. And one of the great things that Holland do very well is Alaska. I will give them hands down. Alaska is Holland America all throughout. They do so much for Alaska. When I got invited to that Holland America Rotterdam, when I did my commercial that I was telling you, they gave away 75 Alaska cruises on that cruise. I didn't win one, guys. Trust me. I was trying to, but I didn't win one. But that's what Holland does. Holland does Alaska super well. Let me see. It's on the other side of the island. She said it's on the Tutu Park Mall. So, Harlan, you're going to have to go back to St. Thomas, possibly rent a car to get to this place. So, yeah, guys, so what do you all, hold on a second. I don't know if you guys, look, this is, my daughter made this for me. This is really cool. So going back to the story, guys, how do you guys feel about hearing that story? Does anybody want to talk a little bit about that? About how you guys feel about, do you think the travel agent was at fault? Do you think maybe it felt also on the customer? I want to say the travel agent was at fault, and also the customer was at fault, because I think the customer should always keep an eye on that booking. Should always, if something goes wrong, that way you can let that travel agent, hey, something happened, and that person can check it out. So, okay, they're talking about Kmart. So yeah, it's like one of those things where you have to, always keep an eye on the booking. Always keep an eye on the booking. Always make sure, like for instance, here with Expedia, when I take the training, when you take the training with Expedia, they always want you to send what is called an Expedia invoice, because Expedia doesn't want you to send the actual confirmation from the ship to the customer. They just want the customer to have the Expedia invoice. And I'm okay with that up until a certain extent, because I feel that if I'm booking over the phone with you as a client and I'm sending you only an Expedia invoice, I don't feel, and this is me, I feel that I need to have that original confirmation from that cruise line. And I always send an original confirmation from the cruise line and the invoice from Expedia, because I want that customer to for sure know, here is your booking, Mr. Customer. This is all your information. It comes from your cruise line, whichever cruise line you decide to book with. But more importantly, all of our payments, we don't use Expedia for your payments. We go to the actual Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, Princess, Oceania, Holland America, Celebrity Cruises. We go directly to their site. We open up your booking and we process every single payment to the cruise line directly. I've never heard that we use a third party or anything crazy like that or anything like that. I've only had one situation in my time that I've been a travel agent where the client did not own a credit card or a debit card, and they only had cash, and she needed to get on this cruise. So what I did was I gave her the address to our Expedia franchise, and I contacted my manager there. And I said, because we do have an Expedia credit card that we use for things like this. And I asked my manager, hey, I have a client that is going to be coming with this amount of money in cash. I need you to make a payment to that booking. So what they do, they take the cash, they make the payment, they give them a receipt for that payment, and then they put that money back into the credit card to offset the balance. That was one time, one single customer in the almost 4 years that I've been in this industry. But things like that can happen, but at least she walks away with a receipt and also the confirmation that is paid in full through the cruise line. And we've always done it like that. That's why when she said on the news that she goes through a third party, that was like a red flag to me. I'm like, why would you make payments through a third party? That's just kind of like strange and weird. Muncie says, I think the travel agent ripped these people off, and the travelers were possibly not aware of the cruising booking and check-in process. I agree with you. I can't wait to see what is going to transpire, because this is brand new. So we know there's more information coming, because this is not just going to be something that's going to go away. So we have to figure out down the road if we can find more information as to who was it the travel agent that was at fault? I would say she has some fault in the situation by not letting them know that their cruise got canceled, because at least by her telling the customers, hey, Mr. Customer, your cruise got canceled, that customer should have, they should have never been able to fly, and they didn't get the flights information, none of that, be stranded, in a port, not knowing outside from their home. But more importantly, guys, guess what I'm about to tell you? When you book a cruise or anything whatsoever, always get travel protection. If something like this were to happen to you, you have travel protection to back you up always. You know, if you're a customer of mine, I never had this on my email, and I actually added on my email about a month ago. So if you're getting emails from me, it's going to say alert. Please ask me about travel protection. If you do not want travel protection, please let me know on this email, because I need it in writing that you do not want travel protection, because that's one of the classes that we just took. And we have to make sure that every customer knows about travel protection. And if you decline as a customer that you don't want travel protection, I need to know it in writing, and that email gets put on your file. So if something were to happen and you come back to me and says, hey, I got stranded, something happened. I said, did you have travel protection? No. And the next question, if you tell me, well, you never said it, I'm going to look up in your file and I'm going to see, and I'm going to send you back that email that says, I decline travel protection back to you. So always, you know, try to get travel protection. There is nothing in this world. Look at these people stuck in Africa right now, guys. They're stuck in Africa. They don't know how to get back, spending thousands of dollars. You know, I think there's like 8 or 9 people that are stuck in Africa because they bought their own tour and their tour got late, and now they're stuck in Africa. Hopefully they bought travel protection, but if they didn't, they're out of luck. And, you know, you always have to have, so if I'm saying, if it's a little cheap cruise that you can say, okay, I can lose this little bit of money, then good. But if you're anything, I would say anything above 3,000 and up, I always suggest travel protection. Always cover everything that you need to cover, because you never know when you're going to use it. When we were on Beyond, February, because now we're in April, a month and a half ago, when we were on Beyond, we had 3 medical emergencies on Beyond. And that was an 11-day cruise. I'm hoping that those people had travel insurance, but you hear it all the time. People don't like to buy, you know, you want to pay $2,000 for a cruise, but you don't want to pay $120 for travel insurance. And then something happens and then you're stuck, and then you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. So you should always get travel insurance, especially if you have, if you have any kind of a medical situation or anything like that, then you want to get even travel insurance even more. Muncie says, we will definitely opt for the travel insurance. That's right. Always get travel insurance. I have a yearly plan with Allianz Travel, and I do it it's a yearly plan that I pay for me and my family. Keep in mind, I only do it because I travel a lot throughout the year. But keep in mind with Allianz, if you're doing a lot of cruising throughout the year and something happens, let's say to one of your cruise that you have to do you have to put a claim on it, Allianz will pay for whatever that specific cruise. But if it happens again in the same calendar year, you're not going to be able to put a claim on the second part of that second cruise. So if you had Allianz, then what I suggest, if you use the claim for that year, then whatever cruises you have going forward, then you have to put travel insurance to those cruises just in case. That's the only bad thing about Allianz. But you still have the policy, so you can still do like flights and whatever else you're traveling. You can still use it for that, but it's only for cruises. Mr. Frank says travel insurance also pay for medical, which Medicare doesn't cover. That is correct, Mr. Frank. It does pay for all of that. And always make sure that it is a primary policy. Make sure that it says primary policy. Because if it says secondary, because it's cheaper if you do secondary, then what's going to happen is your insurance kicks in first, and then that insurance kicks in second as a secondary insurance. So always make sure that whatever policies you're going to buy, whether with a travel agent or on your own, it says primary. Because if you have it as a primary, whatever happens, they have to pay, because they will be the first one. So, that's some good information for you guys. I know that with NCO, they have the standard and the premium, and Carnival only has the regular. So does Royal Caribbean. I do use Ting Leg, and I use Faye. Those are the two companies we work with, and so far it's been very good. I don't suggest you purchase MSC travel insurance if you ever do MSC, because MSC takes longer for them to process that, and it sometimes could take between 6 months to a year to process a claim through MSC. I'm not saying that they're bad, but if you're a person that you need your money as soon as possible and you're going on MSC, I suggest you buy it outside. So, oh my God, it's already like 5 minutes till. This has been going fast, fast today. So hopefully, since we're like almost at the end, hopefully you guys like this show today. I just wanted to give you something more informative, a little bit of the background of what I do for my business. And also, to talk about, how cruise lines kind of cancels their cruises, because a lot of people don't realize that that you get notifications from the cruise line when they have to cancel your cruise and things like that. So if you have not hit the like button, please hit that like button, so that way YouTube can know that, everybody's liking what they're seeing. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have, please share with everybody else. We're moving forward. We're trekking forward with our subscriber count. We're getting closer to becoming a YouTube partner. So I'm very excited about that. And I owe it all to you guys for watching the channel, for participating. Tomorrow, guys, we did a little change on our schedule. Tomorrow, we're coming at 8 o'clock on Across the Wave. But instead of talking about the Port of Baltimore, we're going to be talking about the Port of Key West. Because of the situation that happened at Baltimore, we're going to move it. We're going to leave Baltimore alone for now. We're going to move it further down the road when that area is open back up. And mainly because of what happened, we want to make sure that, we don't talk about Baltimore for right now, for all the situations that they're going through, the families and all of that. So out of respect, we're going to move it. And we're doing Key West tomorrow. So come back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tomorrow we'll be with Alice and Cruising with Keith. Also, guys, I do have a group cruise coming up in April 20th of 2025. I'm going to play the little video that I have real quick for my group cruise. If I could find it here we go.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at J.A. Gonzalez at ExpediaCruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
That's right, guys. I'm hoping to see you all on board when the time comes. I love my son. He did that for me, so I think he did a really good job. And Miss Alice, she says she's working on her research for tomorrow. I like Key West, and just so that you guys know, Eddie and Alice Lugo Studios, they do have a group cruise this year. We're all going to be going there. It's going to be I think it's the Secret Booze Cruise 2.0. It's leaving out of Tampa on the Carnival Paradise. So if you're looking for something like that, you want to join Tinkerbell, Alice, Eddie Lugo's Cruising is Fun, the Mustard Drill, a whole bunch of creators. If you want to join us, get with Eddie or Alice Lugo Studios. I think they have it through Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel. Get with them. If you want to come and meet with us, I'll be there. I'll be doing all the, what is it that I'm going to be doing over there? I'm going to be helping with the slot pool. That's what I'm going to be doing over there. Oh my God, I have too much going on. So it's going to be great. And if not, I would love to see you guys for the Carnival Celebration. It's going to be great. We're leaving out of Miami, so I can't wait to see a lot of you guys come on that cruise. Muncie, let me know if you need help with it or whatever you need. I'd be happy to assist you or, kind of guide you through whatever. Hopefully you do get a good deal and I can see you over there. That'll be great. But for the meantime, I just wanted to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for always being here supporting the channel. I love you guys all to the moon and back. And I wish you guys a great evening. And I will see you back again here tomorrow at 8 p.m. And on Friday, I got invited to Cruising with Keith, but we'll talk about that tomorrow with Keith. I love you guys all. Toodles. I see you guys tomorrow. Bye.